Okay, I think we should just start. It's 7 minutes past 4 already. So let's just start. Welcome, everyone. Thank you very much for joining. I truly appreciate the fact that you chose to be a part of this conversation. I hope I'm audible enough. Please, if you can hear me, you can just drop something on the chat to let me know you can hear me. Let it not look like I've gone off. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, please? Okay, yeah. Stephanie, glad to have you join. Okay. All right, so we're starting right away. I'm going to share my screen. As much as possible, I want this to happen in 1 hour, 30 minutes max. It's supposed to be for 1 hour, but we can take questions. So in the course of the presentation, if you have questions, just do well by writing the question down, and we'll see how we can provide answers to the question. Welcome to this webinar on fundamentals of Upwork success. Let me share my screen. I have a screen to share. Basically, the webinar is about your skill. You have a skill and how you can earn with these skills that you have in Nigeria. So whether you're just starting out, or you've been on Upwork for a while, or you've been freelancing for a while, or maybe you've been freelancing on other platforms, but you've never been on Upwork, this webinar is something that will benefit you greatly. I know a couple of friends, a couple of colleagues and mentees who have been on Upwork for some time. They've been frustrated, use Connect over and over again. It looks like, man, this thing is not working. This webinar will answer some of the key questions that people miss sometimes when it comes to freelancing on Upwork. So I know you're here because you want to break into the global market, earn in strong currency, in dollar, in pounds, and the rest of them. Maybe you're earning that already, but you want it to be more consistent. You're welcome. And I promise by the end of this session, you'll see exactly what is possible for you. So as much as possible, just settle in, shut out every distraction, and give yourself this moment. Let's see how we can make something great out of this session. So I'm trying to share my screen. Okay, let me share the entire screen. Share. Okay, I believe you can see my screen. So why this webinar? Why are we hosting this webinar? Well, the truth is I created the webinar for 4 major reasons. Number one is there are too many talented people who are stuck today. Graphic designers, writers, visual assistants, developers. Yes, they have the skills, but somehow they are limited in the sense that there's a massive market outside of Africa looking for people who have these skills. And I know there are people, I've had interactions with young people, older people who have these skills, but because they don't know how to navigate the global market space, they're just stuck in one corner and they are comfortable with their small penny they receive every now and then. So I think one way to check that is to, show people what works. That's one of the reasons for coming up with this webinar. Another reason is I think there are too many wrong advice out there. Courses everywhere. People are selling this, selling that. There's this hype, too much hype. But if you look at it in detail, there's no real value. Everybody's talking how to make this, how to make millions, and sometimes when you get to buy these things, you're shocked. Like, really? I remember something happened to me in January. I bought a course in January because I love to buy courses and improve myself. I was doing something around digital marketing and I saw the need to buy a course. And I saw this course. It was all hyped up. I've been following that brand for a while now. And I bought that course for almost 500,000. They gave me a discount. So I bought it for 480 something thousand naira. At the end of that course, I didn't get up to 20,000 worth of value from that course. And I was like, why? Why do people do this? People just get comfortable creating courses. And so I thought, well, let's see if we can have a change. That's one of the reasons that we're doing this webinar. And the next reason is I've come to understand that one of the ways to scale massively on Upwork is networking. I mean, I've been on the platform for a while, and I've realized that one way to move from, say, making $500, $1,000 every week to making like $5,000, $10,000 every week is by having a robust network of freelancers who understand, who share the same values that I share. You know, because every once in a while, when I work with some clients on Upwork, I hear questions like, do you have somebody who can work like you in Nigeria? You know, when those questions pop up, sometimes I just reach out to my close circle and, are you interested? Would you like to work with, you know, every once in a while it happens. Sometimes I have people who are not interested or who do not share certain values that I share. And at the end of the day, it doesn't end well. Sometimes I have to go to platforms to search for freelancers who will help me do this job. So I thought of that if I'm able to put a community together, like grow a community of freelancers who share the same values, the same ideas about work, I mean, it would be a great thing. Imagine I get a job, say I'm doing voiceovers, for instance, and somebody tells me I need a script writer, and I know I have a community of freelancers. I have a script writer there. It's going to be very, very easy for me to just reach out and say, I have a script writing gig, who is willing to come on it, you know? So that's one of the reasons why I decided to embark on this webinar. So that's the fourth reason. So basically, the session is to help us unlock the doors to ourselves. You're going to benefit from it. I will benefit from it also in the long run. So that's our major reason for the webinar. Well, if you don't know me and you're asking, who is this guy? What's up with him? Who is he? Who is he? Well, I'm different things to different people. My name is Ahmed Olalikon. I'm a broadcast media professional. I'm an award-winning voiceover talent. I've been in the voiceover industry for a long time. Aside that, I'm also into public relations. I'm into script writing, basically in the creative space. I've been working there for a very long time. Started my career out as a radio broadcaster. I'm still on radio, but I do a lot more than radio. At the moment, I'm a top-rated plus freelancer. That means I belong to the top 3% of freelancers on the Upwork platform. We can see, I mean, it means in the past few years, I've earned over 30K. I've worked with international clients in tech, media, business, and all that. The thing is, I did not start this way. I started with my struggles. I remember in 2019, when I started out freelancing, I looked at the jobs on somebody actually told me you can be on Upwork and, you know, put your skills out there. And I tried Upwork. The first thing that put me off the platform was the gigs were too cheap. I was seeing $10, $15, $20 gig, and I was like, really? I mean, at that point, I was already earning standard pay as a voiceover talent. I mean, how will I do a voiceover for $20, $30, $30, you know, that question kept rolling. I was like, no, this platform is not for me. So I stayed there with those doubts. I was like, let me just try it. As long as they're going to pay me in foreign currency, let me just see what it's like. So I tried. I was just moving around. And after a while, I got frustrated. I exhausted my connects and I left the platform. But later towards the end of 2019, I met somebody. I had a training at Ebony Life, and I met somebody who was telling me about Upwork, and this guy was living large. Like, really? Like, you do all these on Upwork? A lot. I don't know. That is a secret code. A lot of people do not know that you can actually do a lot and live a good life, earn good money freelancing on Upwork. And I said, okay. So I asked questions. I started looking back into the platform. I started doing researches, asking questions, learning. And in 2021, I went back to the platform. And the whole story changed. From 2021, I got my first gig. I think my first gig was, I had an account before. That account had issues, so I had to move to the new account. My first gig was, I think it was $45 that I got then. And, you know, it kept improving, sometimes $20, $30, $40 and all that. And I started seeing the magic in Upwork. So don't get deceived by those $10, $5, $15 gig that you see. Don't let it discourage you. Upwork is actually a gold mine. I've been doing that since 20, not full time. I do it part time, but I've been there since 2021 when I came back, and I have clients from all over the world. And the interesting thing is, in as much as I have clients on Upwork, I still have clients who started on Upwork with me, but at a point we built a relationship and they moved outside of Upwork. So as to speak right now, I still have like 4 different clients who still work with me. We started on Upwork, but right now we work outside Upwork, and we just do. It's always interesting. So that's who I am. What are we learning today? Straight to the point. I'll try not to waste too much time because I set the timer at 1 hour for the webinar and just about 30 minutes to ask questions. What we'll learn today, we'll look at a quick breakdown of Upwork opportunities, why the platform matters in 2025, some keys to freelancing success on Upwork, profile optimization, how to make your profile irresistible to clients, proposal writing, how to find the right jobs and get noticed, and common mistakes that keep freelancers broke or keep them frustrated on the platform. So the Upwork opportunity, why Upwork? Somebody will ask. I mean, why not Fiverr? Why not freelancers.com? Why not the other freelancing platforms? Now, Upwork is a global platform. As we speak right now, according to data, Upwork has 12 plus million freelancers, 5 plus million registered clients. In other words, it means there are over 5 million people who are constantly searching for talents to work with from different parts of the world. And why is this interesting? It's interesting because labor is cheap in Africa. Yes, I mean, you can't compare labor in Africa and the labor we have in America and the US. That's nobody's fault. But I mean, we have to take advantage of it. Labor is cheap. So there are companies all over the world, from first world countries, the USA, UK, Canada, Australia, everywhere, looking for talents to do certain jobs for them. And because labor is quite affordable in Africa, they come here. You know, something that will cost them sometimes $500, $1,000 to do, they can easily do it in Africa at a very, very, very reduced rate, a fraction of that amount. So it makes the platform keeps getting bigger and bigger. There are people who have a wrong notion that Upwork is basically for Indians and Chinese. No, that's not true. I mean, I've done some high-profile jobs on Upwork. Matter of fact, if you check the Upwork platform, sometimes when you're searching for jobs, I'm just going to show you something. You'll see some jobs, they'll tell you feature jobs. Okay, fine. For instance, see this job now. You see it's a feature job. Whenever you see a feature job like this is not a cheap talent. This is not a cheap client, rather. You can see it's Nepal. This is India, but this is not a cheap client, because what this means is that they paid Upwork to be on this ad. They had to pay some money to be on that position. So what's the point? What point am I making? I'm trying to say there's this erroneous notion that the gigs on Upwork are all cheap jobs. That's not true. That's not true. You might see a $10 gig. That gig could run for as long as 3 months, 5 months, years. $10. So sometimes you see a gig and you're like, no, this is a $10 gig. What am I doing with a $10 gig? In the real sense, if you take that gig and you get the gig, you'll be shocked how much that gig will make for you in a month. Let me show you a typical example. I opened my Upwork profile. So on my profile, I have, okay, let's go to find work, manage active contracts. Okay, let's look at some of my active contracts on Upwork. So these are the active contracts I have. You see Nigerian field reporter. This will shock you. You'll be like, field reporter, wow, somebody's actually doing this job for me. That was why I said what I said at the beginning, that sometimes I know that to scale on the platform, like scale beyond reasonable doubt, you need a robust network where you can delegate certain projects So see, this is an active job going. This is also an active job going. You see this gig is, why is this blocking this? This gig is $40. This is $40. Okay, this was a one-off, but the client said he wants to do another one, so he hasn't closed the contract. Let me show this one particular gig. Okay, fine. So look at this gig. This is a $10 gig on Upwork. Find a mail for YouTube channel. It's just a short video, around a 3, 4, 5 minute video. It's $10 per video. The average guy, the average talent will look at this and like, no, I can't do this for $10. But I've been working with this guy since 2022, November 2022. We are still working till today. I mean, every week I get like 2, 3 scripts from him. So it's like a normal job. It's like a normal job. So every now and then he just sends the scripts to you. Every now and then, at the end of the week, he pays you. You can, so this is, so far, this is what we have done. I've done with just this client. This is the total that I have earned from just this client. What point am I driving? The fact that you see a $10 gig on Upwork should not push you away and make you say, no, this is too cheap. So those jobs, they're like daily jobs. They are long-term jobs, really. They are not like what we have on Fiverr and a couple of other platforms where they post one-off jobs. On Upwork, any job you see is like a continuous job. So you might be reading $20. Don't feel that I can't go for this job, it's too small, it's $20. You'll be shocked the moment the job clicks. You do the first one, the second one comes, it will just continue as long as the project exists. The only time it stops is when the project stops. Sometimes how the content space is. Sometimes you start a channel and you expect good returns from the channel, and it looks like the channel is not working the way you expected. You just close it. That way the job closes. But if the channel is doing well, the content you're using, whatever it is you're doing, the writing, whatever, the adverts, say you're doing Google ads for them as a freelancer, it just keeps going over and over again. So now, Upwork is not a cheap platform. That's the point that I'm driving there. There are clients all over the world. They post jobs every single day to people who are interested. Now, what is the key thing you need to understand? Why do people get frustrated on Upwork? Why do talents get frustrated on Upwork? The thing is, people get on the platform with the wrong mindsets. Number one, for instance, I always ask this question when I have opportunities to talk about this. You get to a place where you do not know how it works. The first thing we should learn, or the first thing you should learn, is how the place works. So let's say, for instance, somebody goes to France, you travel to France, and you get to France, you just want to start moving around. No, the first thing we need to learn as humans is, what are the things that happen here? How do the people interact? How do people move? What are the basic things that happen? People do not do that on Upwork. Freelancers do not do that on Upwork. And they just step in and they want to start making money. So number one, first thing we'll be looking at is your profile. Your profile is like the first impression you make, and it determines whether the clients will read your proposal or not. Very, very important. I mean, these clients receive thousands, or let's not exaggerate. They receive tens and sometimes hundreds of proposals for every single job that they post. Let's take this as an example. Let's take this one. Okay, this one has less than 5 proposals. This one has less than 5. This niche is a closed niche. This is for voiceovers. We're looking at everything, not just voiceovers, the creative space. Okay, so let's look at this one, for instance. This guy has 15 proposals, 15 to 20 proposals here. So it means this guy will have to read 15 to 20 different applications. A lot of times the clients do not have the strength to do that. So that is why your profile has to stand out. Sometimes, especially for the featured jobs, when they post featured jobs, what happens is Upwork sends those featured jobs to certain freelancers that their profiles match those jobs. which is why profile optimization is key. So you see random people just say randomly, I'm a writer, I'm a content creator, I'm a web developer. Now those things, yes, that's what you do, but freelancers need to learn to tailor their profile to certain niches. Now, so I said here, I said, don't say writer. You can say SEO blog writer for health and tech startups, 5 years plus experience. So the more narrow your profile sounds, the easier it is for the platform to locate you. The narrower your profile sounds, the easier it is for the platform to locate you. So instead of making vague, using vague terms, you know, for your profile, for instance, I have, let me show you, I have, so I have this profile. This is my profile. Oh, okay. So he has to verify me since I'm opening a new tab. Okay, so if you look at my profile, you see, this is what you see. AI and tech content writing. I know some people will be wondering like, Ahmed, when did you start doing AI and tech content writing? Well, the truth is Upwork evolves, and if you're in the creative space and you want to excel on the platform, as much as possible, you also need to learn to evolve with the platform. Now, I have two different profiles. You can have more than one profile as a freelancer on Upwork, but it has to be within your niche. So when you have in your overview, you have to be specific. You have to be specific. You see, I said AI and tech content. I didn't just say writer. I did not just say I'm a writer. I said AI. And so this way, people who are looking for AI and tech content writers easily find me. That's the way it works. So instead of making your profile vague, one reason that you don't get jobs is because your profile is too vague. It's too generic. You know, so mention what you can do in your title. Don't say you're a writer, say you're an SEO blog writer, health writer. If you're into back-end web development, back-end engineer, back-end technician, front-end. Researchers have shown that when your profile is broad and vague, chances are that you will not get jobs on Upwork. Okay, so that's number one. Now, number two, your overview. I said start with a bold hook. Need content that drives traffic and converts, because clients have too many profiles to look at. You can imagine at the beginning we said 12 million plus people are on Upwork, like freelancers. They are searching for jobs. So imagine a client who is looking for a content writer, for instance. I mean, he has to search and search and search. But when you have some of these things tailored to certain niches, specific niches, it's easier to find you. So in your overview, you could start with a bold hook. Say you're a content writer, need content that drives traffic and converts, I can help. You know, mention who you've helped in the past. I've helped so and so, and let's work together. I can help you grow your brand. Straight to the point, nothing too bulky. But sometimes you look at people's profile and you see the overview section is loaded. And you know, this is the period of AI. ChatGPT is doing magic. People just go on ChatGPT, create a profile for me, and ChatGPT gives you a long list, and you just take that long list and you paste it on Upwork. It does not work. So as much as possible, let your profile be specific and connected to a particular niche. It has to be as narrow as possible. So that's number two. Number three, your profile, your portfolio rather. So your portfolio is sample of your work, what you do, things you have done in the past. An Upwork profile without a portfolio, trust me, might never ever get a job, no matter how long you stay on the platform. So what I advise is put your best foot forward. You know, your portfolio has to be top notch. It has to be top notch. The best jobs you've done so far, say you're a video editor, it's easier for people who are in the visual space. You know, sometimes you have jobs you've done for people, fantastic video jobs. Just post it on the portfolio platform. Any clients who is running through, they go through people's portfolio. They go through different portfolios. And the moment they see an eye-catching portfolio, they find interest, they pick interest in you. Say you're a content creator, you're a writer, you know, you should have something to show in your portfolio section. And it has to be quality. It has to be top-notch quality. So find your best jobs. I've heard new freelancers say, well, I'm new to the platform. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to, I don't have a portfolio. I've not done anything for anybody outside. Well, the truth is sometimes you can also create mock portfolio in the sense that you could just get a job. What I advise some people that I've mentored in the past when it comes to freelancing and Upwork, I advise sometimes go to the jobs. Just go to the jobs you have, and let's say you find work. Say you could look for a job that somebody has posted, a client has posted already. You could do something for that job. Don't allow the voiceover distract you. I mean, it's showing voiceover because that's majority of the jobs I've done on Upwork. They are voiceover jobs. I also do content writing jobs and all that. But you see more of voiceovers here because that is what I search for. I also explain how that helps you position when you apply for jobs on Upwork. So if you don't have any portfolio, it's advisable, it's a must that you must have a portfolio that stands out. So on a platform like this, you could go to, this is seeking a male voiceover artist with a natural deep voice, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't have to be thunderous. You could create a mock project from this one. Let's use something else. Let's say Google Ad Specialist. Let's use Google Ad Specialist. So Google Ads, this was posted 55 seconds ago. Google Ad Expert needed for prop firm evaluation campaign. Now, if this is your niche, you do Google Ads. I mean, you could come here. We're hiring an experienced Google Ads specialist to profitably acquire customers for a prop. And you know what they want in this job. You read the job specifications and all that. I mean, you could create a mock sample from this and put it on your portfolio. There's no crime in that. Google Merchant and Ad Expert needed for product listing. You could create a mock project from these listings and put it on your portfolio. What the clients needs to do is when the clients come on, the clients needs to see something that shows that you are truly doing that job, but you know you have the skills to do that job. So your portfolio is the very first thing that shows you. That's the first thing that tells what you do and how much you're going to do. So focus on quality portfolio. Let's not kill too much time on that. Another thing, you also need to pay attention to your skill tags. Now, skill tags have to do with when you're filling your Upwork profile, a lot of times you see places where you put skill tags, like jobs, things related to the skills related to what you do. For instance, if you're into digital marketing, skill tags, you should have things like ad SEO, Google Ads, Writer, AdWord, and all that. You see all those skill tags. As much as possible, all the 15 skill tags should be filled completely. You need to pay serious attention to that. It works magic. I mean, these are some of the changes that I effected in my profile that changed the entire result for me. And I will also look at profile photos. Profile photo, definitely. I mean, we can't overemphasize this one. We have this one everywhere. As much as possible, you're selling yourself to people. So have a professional profile photo, not something that presents you in a wrong manner. Yeah, they always say put a smile, get a nice background, look corporate. There's no crime in that. Put a smile on your face. Well, I'm not a fan of put a smile on your face, but I believe you should just have a corporate photo so that somebody looks at you like, oh, I want to give a job to this person. This person is applying for this job. Okay, yes, this guy, I like this guy. This guy looks approachable. This girl looks nice. So profile photo is very, very important. Now let's look at some of these in more detail. I think we should just get a bit conversational. For the profile optimization, we did say make your work as specific as possible. Make it as narrow as possible, because when clients look for a job on Upwork, you see they use specific words. They don't just say Google ad, or imagine somebody who says is a digital marketer. You're into digital marketing. Of course, Google ads is a part of what you do as a digital marketer. Imagine having digital marketer in your profile, on Upwork, and this guy is looking for a Google ad. He won't even see you. The moment you pop, even if you send an ad you send a proposal to him and he sees digital marketer, he tunes off immediately. He just goes back to the other proposals. So that's why it's very important to have your profile tied to a particular niche, narrowed to a particular niche. It's interesting that you can have more than one profile on Upwork. So don't say, you're limiting me by tying it to a particular niche. You can have another profile that you tie to another niche that is related to what you do. Now let's try this exercise so that it doesn't look like a long, boring class. For profile optimization, we have freelancer A who says, I'm a good writer, I can write blogs. And we have freelancer B who says, with 5 years of experience writing SEO optimized blogs, I help brands turn readers into paying customers. Now, put yourself in the position of a client. Let's say you're trying to get somebody to do this for you. Which of these would you go with? I'll appreciate comments. You can just drop a comment on. Let's see how many we can get. Which of these do you think you will go with? Let's say you're a client and you're looking for a writer to do something that's related to SEO. Which of these profiles do you think you'll go with? I'm a good writer, I can write blogs. And the second one says, with 5 years of experience writing SEO optimized blogs, I help brands turn readers into paying customers. Okay, let's see the chat box. Okay, B. Okay, so we're seeing a lot of B's. Freelancer B, okay, I shot Lisa, Tommy. All right, great. So, thank you. So it means that part is clear. This guy is saying, I'm a good writer. Let's not argue. It's possible that freelancer A is a better writer than freelancer B. But freelancer A does not understand what freelancer B understands. This guy has niched it to a particular thing. He's saying he will help you write SEO optimized blog. So a client who is looking for a freelancer that will help him write SEO optimized blog will not go to this guy, even if this guy is a better writer. That's why you always hear the argument sometimes that it's not about how skilled you are on Upwork. It's about how well you understand the things that work on the platform. So if you have something like this in your profile, say you're an experienced freelancer or you're new to freelancing on Upwork and you're thinking of creating a profile, you should avoid vague things like this. You should make them more specific. It helps you stand out on the platform. Okay, so moving on. Let's look at finding the right jobs. Now, sometimes freelancers get frustrated because they do not pay attention to certain things. And I said you don't need 100 jobs. What you need is the right job. I remember doing a post on Instagram. There was a time I was doing a series on Instagram about how I get jobs consistently on freelancing platforms. And I was doing I did a calculation where I say if I put out 10 proposals, chances are that I will not get less than 4 responses from those 10 proposals. And some people might think like, no, that's not true. I mean, how are you doing it? Is it magic? The truth is, certain things need to be paid attention to. Now, number one, I don't apply to every job. There are freelancers who, the moment they say, let's say, forgive me, I keep using voiceovers. Okay, no, let me know if I don't even have voiceovers now. I have ad. Let's say the person is into digital marketing. And of course, he or she has skills in Google Ads and all that. Every single job that has Google Ads, they apply. They see this one, prep, they apply. They see this one, prep. The moment they see, they just apply. Now, that thing is one way to frustrate you. Before you know it, and Upwork has a system where you use connects to apply. So they tell you this, you need how many connects to apply for this job. You need how many connects to apply for this job and all that. So when a freelancer finds him or herself in a position where any job you see that sounds like what you do, you apply. Any job you see that sounds, you're wasting your connects. In the long run, you exhaust your connect, and maybe you don't have dollar in your account to buy new connects. You get frustrated and you're like, Upwork does not work. No, I might see 10 jobs that are related to my niche. Out of the 10, I might apply for just one of them. And there are some things you need to look at before you apply for jobs so that you don't just waste your effort, waste your connect. Now, those are the things we'll be looking at. Now, let's look at them one after the other. Number one, I said, these are the tips you need to consider. You need to filter. It's not every job that sounds like what you can do that you should apply to as a freelancer. Number one, the client history. So check the history of the client. Is it a client that hires? Is it a client that pays? How much has the client spent? For instance, look at this guy. This client has spent $2,000. This guy has spent $90,000. This guy has spent $0. Matter of fact, this guy is not even verified. His payment system is not even verified. So any freelancer who sees this job and quickly applies, you're wasting your time and your connect. So imagine you don't have this knowledge and you see jobs, all the jobs you're seeing are like this: payment unverified, spent $0. And all the jobs you're applying are like, you're just wasting your connect, wasting your time on the platform. People like this, majority of the times, they won't even respond. Well, sometimes where ones scarcely respond. But when you see a payment that is not verified, you see that they've not spent anything, just avoid those jobs carefully. Avoid them. So that's what we mean by client history. This is the client history. This guy has spent $600. You know that this guy is this guy is ready to work. This guy has spent $0. Avoid anytime you see somebody who has not spent a dime, just avoid them. Don't waste your connects. Don't waste your time on them. So that's number one. You check client history. Number two, look at their budgets. Now, I specifically said this: avoid ultra low budget gigs. This might sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I'm not, because if you remember, I said earlier when we started that the fact that a job has $10 does not mean that job is a low budget job and you should run away from it. So if you look at the specification of the job, sometimes freelancers don't look at that. Look at this: what exactly is the job telling you to do? For instance, that $10 job, the brief is that you have to do a narration between 60 seconds and 90 seconds. That's 1 minute plus per narration. And it's for a content. Now, to me, and it's a long-term project, that doesn't sound like a cheap gig. Now, if, for instance, this one is doing, I have a course that I sell online, www blah, blah, blah. I need help with site optimization for conversions if needed. Well, ad starts to finish, meta ad starts to finish. Now, this guy is offering $25 to $50 for this gig. This is not a low budget gig. Neither is this a low budget gig. So, but if you see a job like this, for instance, you see jobs where you need to do a lot of work. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. And the client is telling you they are going to pay you $5, $10. You know that's a low budget gig. This also is not a low budget gig, because this is hourly pay. This person is paying between $13 to $45 per hour. He's looking for a digital ad specialist to launch personalized human design books in the country. Now, obviously, this is a long-term gig. So this guy is going to be paying you every hour. For every hour you work with him, he pays you between $13 to $45, depending on what you guys settle on. So back to the point we're making. Avoid ultra low budget gig. If they are telling you to write a book, for instance, you need to write a 100-page book and they're offering you $20, that's a low budget gig. You need to run away from jobs like that. So that's number two. So number one, the history. Number two, avoid low budget gigs. They come with a lot of trouble. Now, hourly or fixed rate. I think we saw that example here. This one is hourly. This one is hourly. These hourly jobs usually pay more actually, because that's like you're working with them, like they're paying you your salary. So you're working with them for a long duration. There are some clients that I've worked with for 2 years. There are some I've worked with for 6 months, 7 months, as long as the project continues. So this is fixed price. This one is fixed. It means you do this job, they give you $100 straight up. It's a fixed rate. But these ones are hourly rates, so they could be less. So don't mistake this to be fixed rates, because some freelancers do it. I think I was having a conversation with one of my colleagues in the VO space, who was like, how do you even do these jobs? They are too cheap. And I said, okay, when the next time you want to apply for a job you think you're a fit for, let me know. And he sent a job for me, and the job he sent to me was actually an hourly job, and it was reading $15 to $25 per hour. And he was thinking that was a one-off. So these are things you should look at. Is it an hourly job or is it fixed? Very, very important. You can also check the recent activities of the clients. You can look at the client's review. There are different ways to look at the review. If you come to a job like this and you click on the job, it takes you down here. You can see about the client. You can get to any information you need about the client. You can find all that here on this platform. Sometimes there are some bad clients. They'll say, this guy is a wicked guy. He doesn't do this. You get all of that information from here to know more about the clients you want to apply to. Now, you get to appreciate this section better when we get to proposal writing. So let's move on. So finding the right job, we're still talking about finding the right job. Search for keywords. Now, use keywords relevant to your niche. For example, email marketing, article writing, Facebook ads, Google ads. These are different niches. So there's a rule that works on Upwork. This is something that I've tried. If you are an ads, okay, let's say you're a content writer, for instance. There's a rule that works. If you notice in my find work area, you notice when we started, you were saying voiceover, because majority of the times I search for jobs, I'm always searching for the keyword around voiceovers. So if you're a content writer, let's say you say you're a writer, content writer, search. This is a legal content creator with WordPress and project management skills. If it's something that looks like what you do in your niche, just come here, like it. B2B content writer, if it is something that sounds like what you do, come here, like it. Copywriter and page editor for blah, blah, blah. If it's something like that sounds like what, come here, like it. Now, this was one of the things, the things I did when I came back to Upwork full-time in 2021. I just started liking those jobs. And what that does to the Upwork algorithm is that it puts these jobs together. So the algorithm now reads your behavior on the platform. Say, this guy is always liking content writing jobs. Like, this guy is a content writer. Every day. So I set a target for myself that every day I go on the platform, I like at least 10 jobs in the morning and in the evening. Every single day. I'm not applying. I just go on the platform, I search, I see new jobs I like. I see new jobs related to what I do, I like. I scroll. Oh, this is not what I like. No, I don't like this one. Oh, I like this one. I'll like it. By liking it, you just click on this. Let me remove it so it doesn't confuse my algorithm. Say, what's up with this guy? So you just come here, you like. When you do that, try that first. Let's say that's the only thing you take away from here today and see how it works for you. Every single day, go on the platform, search for jobs posted around your niche. Like the jobs. Just like 10. In the evening, you could like 10. The next day, do it for 1 week. And when you do that, Upwork algorithm sees that, okay, this guy is into these kind of jobs, and they start bringing those kind of jobs your way. So when you open your feed, your Upwork platform, those are the kind of jobs you're seeing. So you're telling the algorithm, this is what I do, this is what I'm interested in, this is what I'm interested in. So chances are the more you do that, you're exposing yourself to the Upwork platform that, yes, when jobs like this come, send it my way. So that is that about use keywords relevant to your niche. If you just stay on the platform and maybe once in a while you search, you see a job, you just pick, say you see a job, you apply for the job, you go off the platform, you wait for the clients to respond, they don't respond. Maybe 2 days ago, 2 days later, 3 days later, you come back to the platform, you see a job, you pick. Upwork, the algorithm will not see that you're interested in a particular niche because it's just once in a while you show up. So whatever it is you're doing, whether you're a legal person, whether you're into Facebook, you're into writing, you're into web design, you're into design, email marketing, voiceovers, just every once in a while, every day, come to the search bar, search for a job within your niche. That way you're programming the system in your favor, telling them this is what I need, and jobs will definitely come your way. So that's for jobs will come your way does not mean they will give you the jobs. What I'm saying is those jobs will come to your page. You always be exposed to those kind of jobs. So that is for a keyword search. Use keywords that are relevant to what you do. Okay, so moving on. Please, if you have questions, just put the questions together. So at the end of the webinar, we'll see how we can answer as many questions as possible. We have about 37 minutes left, so we're running through this. So create save filters and check daily. That's what I just explained earlier. Those save filters, search for jobs within your niche, save them. You're programming the algorithm to know that this is what you like. Now let's look at writing proposals. This is like the biggest thing, the most important factor to me. I think is the most important factor when it comes to success on Upwork. Now here I said clients get up to 20 to 50 proposals on average per job. So your proposal has to stand out. Yes, it's one thing you've picked the job, you've checked the client, you've checked what they do. Okay, I think I forgot to mention something. Let me just quickly mention that before we rush back to proposal. So sometimes when you apply for jobs, sometimes freelancers do not pay attention to this. Posted 25 minutes ago. This is a job you should apply for. If this is your niche. I mean, it's wrong if you apply for jobs that were posted 2 weeks ago, last week, 2 days ago, you're simply wasting your connects. You're simply wasting your connect. So that just came to mind. I thought to drop that. Look at when the job was posted and check the number of proposals that they have sent already. This one has less than 5. This has less than 5. So this has between 5 to 10. This has between 5 to 10. So the more proposals you have, the lower your chances of getting your proposals viewed by the clients. Yes. So if, for instance, you see proposals where they've sent up to 20 to 30 proposals to that client, and you're just seeing the job. I said the job is like 1 day old already. There's no point wasting your time on a job like that, because chances are that the client would have looked through some of those proposals and is already interviewing somebody. And sometimes too, when you open the job, you can also see a part where it tells you that the client is already speaking to somebody. Okay, so you see it here, activity on this job, proposals, interviewing. You're saying interviewing 0. This means this guy has not spoken to anybody. Sometimes you open a job and you see interviewing 1, 2, 3. Usually I advise freelancers not to apply for jobs like that, because the client is already talking to somebody. If you spend your proposal, your connect on that, you're just going to be wasting it. So always look out for these things. I just thought to chip that in. Don't apply for jobs that are too old. They posted 3 days ago, 4 days ago, and you're applying for those jobs. You're hurting yourself. You're wasting your connect. So when you've checked all those things before applying for the job, let's now look at the proposal, structure of the proposal. Now, there has to be a structure. Remember, you're trying to sell your skill to somebody who is looking for the best talents to do the job for him or for her. So your proposal has to be compelling enough to make the clients look at you and say, okay, let me check this guy out. And somehow this is one structure that has worked for me over time. I found this out speaking to some well-established freelancers on the platform who are doing hundreds and millions of dollars, who have done hundreds and millions of dollars on the platform. So don't make the proposal look like it's about you. So I said, start with them, not you. I read your job post about launching your product on Amazon, and I've done exactly that for blah, 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 blah. So that's the first thing. In some cases, you see people start their proposal by, my name is John Onyekachi Abimbola. No client is interested in all that. So because the client is in a hurry, imagine he has 50 proposals, he wants to look at them. He's just scrolling. He's scrolling, and what he's seeing is like the first 2-3 lines of your proposal. So the moment he sees something boring, my name is Philip Ajayi, I am a Nigerian or I'm an American, the client does not need all that. So he gets attracted to things like this. I've read a job post about launching your product and I can help you do it. You said in your job proposal, your job posting that you want to so. I can do it. I'm a so. Those are the kind of things that attract clients. So if you're in the habit of, say, you've been on Upwork for a while, when you see a job posting, some people will just go on the job posting, copy the job posting, go on ChatGPT, paste it, and say, apply for this job. ChatGPT will roll out, and you just copy and paste. Nobody is looking at that proposal, trust me. Nobody's looking at it. Because the client, I wanted to show you a dashboard of how the client, because I also have a client account. Sometimes when I get jobs from some of the people I work with and I need to, share with other freelancers, I use my client account. I wanted to show you that, but I don't know why I couldn't access that account earlier. What the client sees is just like 2 parts of your work, like the first 2 lines of your proposal. So focus on the clients. Your job is so, I can help you do this. So start with them, not you. Make it specific. Now, reference their project detail to prove that you have read the proposal. Researchers have shown that a lot of times freelancers just apply for jobs without actually reading what the job is about. Click on the job, read what the job is about. Sometimes that's why you see some clients will tell you, if you've read this proposal, write dog or start dog. Start with dog, something like that. Sometimes you see start your proposal with DOG or MOP. They just tell you something random. What are they doing that for? They want you to understand that you have to read and understand what they want. So you have to show it in your proposal that you have read and you understand what they want. Imagine you're looking for a painter to paint a mosquito on your laptop, and somebody who is applying for that job is telling you, my name is John Amaka, I'm a painter with international recognitions. The client does not need all that. I've seen your job posting looking for a painter. I understand you're looking for a painter that can paint this. I've done this before. I did it for so and so, and I'll be happy to do this for you. Specific, straight to the point. It works like magic. I mean, even if you don't get the job, the client will respond to your proposal. And when the client responds to your proposal, it adds to your connects. Yes, because at the end of the month, Upwork gives out connects to people. If clients keep responding to your proposal, they will replace your connects. Some people do not know that, but that's the way it works. But if you keep sending and no client is responding, Upwork will not give you anything. They'll be like, you're just shooting blank shots. So reference their project to let them know that you have actually read the project and you're willing to provide the service that they want. You can also add your credibility. Those ones should be towards the end of the proposal, the last 2, 3, 4 lines. Those are not very important. The most important things are the client has a problem. That's why he's coming to you. You see that problem, you can solve it. Let the clients know that you can solve that problem, how you are going to solve it, and you move on. All these other ones are just extra. I'm a top rated plus, blah, blah, blah. I've helped X. Cool. As much as possible, keep your proposal short and straight to the point. And this call to action is also something that works magic sometimes. When you write proposals, you let the client know that I'd love to hear from you, looking forward to a response. Those kind of things actually draw clients closer. So I did a short sample here of a proposal, and I said, hi, Mike. Hi, Mike. Researchers have shown that when you mention the name of a client, it grabs the attention of that client better. Imagine the client is looking through 20 proposals and they're all, hello, good afternoon, hello, greetings. And he sees one that says, hi, Mike. Chances are that it's like you're walking on the road and a lot of people are just calling, hey, and somebody just calls, hey, John. you will turn. It gets your attention. So this also works. Find out the name of the client. How do you do that? It's simple. When you come to the client history, you can come here about the client. You can check some of the jobs that they've done in the past. So you see at the bottom of this place, this one says to freelancer. Okay, this is the client talking. The freelancer that worked on this is this. Garrett is one of the best clients I have seen. You see, I found the guy's name. So this guy's name is Garrett. Garrett is one of, so this is where you get the name of the client. So it's better to always put the name of the client in your proposal. So instead of saying, hi, John, you just say, hi, Garrett. The moment he sees Garrett, he's drawn to it like, this guy knows my name. He looks at your proposal. And if you have something tangible to offer, you have, even if you don't get the job, I mean, you have a slot, you get your connect back at the end of that month. So you grab his attention. Well, it's not all the time you see this. Some clients you will search and search and search. You will not see the name. That way, yeah, you can let it pass. But as much as possible, try to make sure that you find the name of the client. It gets the attention of the client. And that's why as a freelancer also, when you do jobs, when you're done with a job, always leave a review. It helps the freelancing community so that people in the future can come and, see the name and use it for instances like this. So I said, hi, Mike. I noticed you're looking for a copywriter to help your product launch emails. I've helped to SES startup boost their conversion by 20% using email sequence tailored to their user journey. And I can blah, 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 blah. Then you capture the client's needs, which of course will be stated here in the client's job posting, what they want, which that's why it's very important to always read this and digest it to find a way to tie it to your job, your skills, and what you've done in the past. So when you send a proposal like this, chances are very high, very, very high that you'll get a response from this client. You get the job. Sometimes you might not get the job, but you get a response. The target should be for clients to reach back to you every time you send, because you're spending money to get the connect. Connect is money. So every time you send a proposal, you should get something in return. When the clients respond, Upwork marks it that you've used your connect positively, and they'll pay you back at the end of the month. So if your skill is good enough, this captures the attention of the client first, and it moves you to the next stage. So that's very, very important about proposal writing. I see some questions already. If you have questions, you can start dropping the questions. I'll take all of them together as fast as possible. So let's look at common mistakes. We're almost done. Okay, common mistakes. Common mistakes to avoid. Sometimes you apply for too many jobs with generic proposal. Yeah, that happens a lot. Even in real life, not on the freelancing space. Some applicants looking for jobs do this in real life. Like you applied for a job. Let's say you are a virtual assistant and you applied for, or let's say you're a secretary. You applied for a secretarial job with Shell. After 20 days or 1 month, another opening shows up somewhere in Wando. You apply with that exact same what's it called again? What's that thing called? The application. It's wrong. CV. Thank you very much, sir. That exact same CV is wrong. People do it on the traditional platforms. People do it on freelancing platform. Nobody will listen to you because jobs are created with certain things in mind. There are certain things they expect you. Certain things they expect you to have. There are certain things they expect you. Some skills they expect you to have, and they state those things in the job description. You always see JD, job description. So every CV, every proposal must carry those things. So it's wrong for you to just copy a proposal from somewhere and paste it on some other job. I applied for this job. But it's the same job now. SEO, you paste it. No. The job description will definitely be different, no matter how similar the jobs are. So always apply for specific. Don't apply with generic proposal. Don't have one proposal somewhere. When you see a job, you just go copy it, paste, copy, paste. It's wrong. A lot of freelancers do it, and if it leads to frustration. Copy paste your bio as a proposer. People do this too. There was a time I did a challenge on a small platform I was managing for young freelancers, and we did a challenge about this, and people actually were copying their bio to just paste as their proposal. That's wrong. Another mistake is people set their rates too low. They'll say, maybe my rate is too high. That is why I'm not getting jobs. That's not true. That's not true. If you set the right things in place, you will get jobs. It's not about your rate. So if you check here, you see that, this keeps taking me back. I need to keep verifying. So my rates on the voiceover platform, on my voiceover profile, my rate is $50 per hour. On my second profile, which is this content writing, which, by the way, is a niche that I just stumbled into. It's also part of what freelancers should look out for. You don't just tie yourself in a particular niche and say, I'm a designer. I'm just designing. I do. I mean, sometimes it looks like the designing space might just get saturated. You can start moving your skills towards UI UX. Learn skills that are trending. You don't stay in one hole and say, I know this is what I know how to do best. Learn. This age we are in is the age of knowledge. You can learn almost anything online. So when you start seeing certain job postings on certain platforms, looks like this job is this particular skill is becoming trendy. Learn it. Create a profile for it. You start getting jobs. I mean, I didn't know. I never knew that I could get jobs as an AI content writer. At the point I was seeing jobs about AI content writing. It was actually one of the clients I worked with in the past that said, can you do something like this? I was like, okay. And I did it. And he liked it. And we worked for a while till that project ended. And after that, I just thought, man, I should add this to my profile. And I added it. So as much as possible, you should keep your mind open. As many jobs as possible. Just understand what's selling in the market. Get the skills. You can get jobs on it. So setting your rates too low is wrong. It's very wrong. Some people, you see them set their rate at $5. Say, maybe if it's cheap, they will consider me. No, it's not the rate. Actually, the lower your rate is sometimes, imagine people on your niche, people charge between $20 to $50 and you're charging $5, $10. What are you telling the average client? Is like, my skill is not top notch yet. This is what I can offer. Remember, clients who are coming to look for you want their problem solved, and they don't want you to be another problem on them. So by making your rates too low, you're shooting yourself in the leg. So I do not subscribe to that. On the other hand, don't make your rates too high. Don't say your rate is $100,000 per hour. One best way to check your rate is to look at your niche. Check your niche. What are people charging in your niche? People who are doing. I mean, you can search for. There's a way you search for it. You can come here. Here you look for talents. You say on this place you come to talents. So when you come to talents, you search content writer for talents. It will show you. So this time it's not going to show you jobs. It's going to show you talent. This is the content writer. See what this guy is charging. He's a top rated plus content writer. See his badge. You see what his charge is, $40 per hour. So you're a content writer and you come and you're putting, I'm a senior guy, you're putting $100 per hour. So you're also shooting yourself in the leg. So as much as possible, the rate should not be too low and it should not be too high. Just look at what happens, what works within your niche and keep it within that frame. And also not updating your profile frequently. There's people who created Upwork profiles and that profile has been that way since the first day they created it. That's wrong. The market is always changing. I told you how I moved from voiceover talent to, there's a time I had content writer before I recently moved it to AI and content writer. There was a time I even did email marketing because I have some background in PRO and digital marketing. I did email marketing, but I noticed that that niche was too saturated. I left it. So it's a mistake as a freelancer if every once in a while you don't update your portfolio. Frequently, look at what's happening in the market. As you upgrade your skills, update your portfolio. And another mistake is sometimes you wait for invites instead of being proactive. You just sit back and say, nobody's inviting me. Yes, if you have done all you need to do when it comes to optimizing your profile, as we talked about, your overview is top notch, your title is top notch, all those things are in place, clients can find you. Upwork can refer jobs to you. Yes, if you have all those things, your skills and all those things we talked about when we talked about profile optimization. If you have all those things in place, it's easier for clients to find you. They send jobs to you, but it doesn't happen often. It's every once in a while, depending on how busy your niche is. But I mean, it's wrong for you as a freelancer to just sit back and say, you're waiting for clients to reach out to you. You have to apply for jobs. And remember what we said when applying for jobs, those filters, check those filters. Don't apply for everything, not every job that looks like what you can do. Look for things that align closer to you. The closer the job description is to your skill, the higher your chances of getting that job. The closer the job description, what the client wants, is to your skill, the higher your chances. So look for those things, check those parameters, those filters, filter all those things, and then you apply. So don't wait for an invite. And this last one, giving up too early. I mean, in 2019, when I joined Upwork, before then, I was freelancing on a couple of other platforms. I mean, I had voices.com. I was doing jobs on those platforms as a voice of a talent. So, I expected that kind of drive when I got on Upwork and nothing was happening. I just got tired and I left. So Upwork is, as I said here, is a compounding system. The more you work, the easier it gets. The more you show up, the easier it gets. The more you show up, the easier it gets. So as much as possible, show up often. Like jobs that are connected to your niche, that are related to your niche. Like them. The more you like them, the algorithm gets to know that, oh, this guy, this girl, this freelancer knows something here. This is what he likes to do. Let's send those kind of jobs to him. So that's very, very, very important. The more you show on the platform, the more you show up, the better things get, basically. I mean, imagine somebody who doesn't have a $5 earning at all. You might be there. If you don't do the right things, you might be there and you just get frustrated. But somebody who has $100 already, $200, clients will easily give the $100 guy than the $5 or the $0 guy, because they feel like, oh, this guy has done jobs for free for people, clients in the past. This guy has some experience. This guy can serve me, So in addition to these other things we've talked about, it's also important not to give up too early. Keep showing up. You'll be shocked how it works. I mean, the fact that it worked for me, I think it can work for anybody. So I think that's basically what we have. Let's see some of the questions we have here. If you have a question, you can also just drop your question. Let's see. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Can you negotiate part-time, Stephanie? Okay. Can you negotiate part-time payment with your clients before doing jobs? I'm asking because 2 persons have told me they were scammed on Upwork by clients they trusted. Okay, if you can negotiate part-time payments, I wonder how anybody scams anybody on Upwork. I don't know how that happened. So because before you start the work on Upwork operates an escrow account, in the sense that if I'm a client and I want to give you a job as a freelancer, when we settle, we have agreed that you're going to pay me $50 for this work. What Upwork does is, before I start the job, you as the client will put the money in the escrow account to activate it. So you have to put the money in the account to activate the job. If you don't put the money in the account, the job will not be activated and I won't start. So for anybody to scam anybody on Upwork, it means the guy had a conversation with the client. The client did not create the job. The client did not put any money in the job. He just did the job on trust. And after delivering the job, the client disappeared. That's the only way it happens, which is, I don't advise that. I mean, before you start any job on Upwork, the client will create an offer. The same way it is on Fiverr. They'll create an offer and send you the offer. You have to accept the offer, deliver the job. And the moment they create that offer, they've put the money in the escrow. So there's nothing like when you do the job, they will now run away because the money is not with them anymore. They use the money to create the offer. So I don't know how that person did that he or she got scammed. It's possible the person trusted the other guy or the person trusted the client, and somehow the client just took advantage, but it's not professional. Upwork does not even advise it. Upwork would tell you before you start a job, you should make sure you have the offer, you accept the offer. So to avoid issues like this. Matthew says, when you mean proposals, what do you mean? Okay, so proposal is like an application. When you want to apply for a job, it's called a proposal on Upwork. You write just like a normal application. I've seen your work. I see what you want to do. I want to be a part of it. I can do this and do that. So that's basically what a proposal is. Aishat says, how do I get jobs? How do I get gigs without Connect and also the availability badge when new to Upwork? Well, if you're new to Upwork, if you're signing on, like you sign on newly, Upwork gives you some free connects. That's the way they start. They give you some free connects. Those are the connects you use to apply for jobs. If you don't have connects, you cannot apply for jobs, except Upwork sends a job directly to you. That's the way it works. Aisha, okay, I think you want to ask the question live. Okay, go ahead and ask then.
Yes, thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Absolutely.
Good afternoon, everyone. So
Yeah.
I had an old account because it was inactive for a very long time. I just abandoned it and created another one. So the new one, I didn't get any connects given. So that's why I'm asking the question. That doesn't mean that I have to pay in dollars to get connects now to reach out to clients.
Okay. All right. Let me respond to that. So if you don't have, well, I wonder how that happened. You created a new account that you don't have connect. Usually if you have a new account with a different email, right? They should give you new connects now. That's weird. So if you don't have connects when you sign on, you have to buy connects. They sell connects. I think is with $1 you can get like 10 connects. I mean, those you can easily access that. You can get 10 connects with $1. You can buy for $1, $2, depending on what you are applying for. So also, when applying for jobs, remember there are a certain number of connects that you need to apply for certain jobs. Another thing that some freelancers do not pay attention to, they don't look at that. They just apply for the job. After you've looked at payment, is the payment verified? How much has the client spent and all that? You've checked all those boxes and you know that you're in safe hands. Well, before you apply for the job, you also need to check the number of connects you will need to apply for that job. So you don't go about with some people. I don't know if it's wickedness. I don't know. But you see some jobs and they're telling you need, okay, this one now, send a proposal for 8 connects. This is fair. Sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, sometimes 10 connects for the job. So if you do not have, I don't know why that happened, but it means you will have to buy the connects. That's what it means. I mean, Upwork is also trying to make money for themselves. This one says, what are some of the general red flags we should look out for? Okay, Stephanie. General red flags. I think I've mentioned those already. For you look at the client. When you look at the client that does not have a verified payment, that's a red flag. Or somebody you apply for a job and a client, let's say you've checked all those boxes, verified payment, all the parameters are good, and the job the client is telling you start the job before I pay, or don't worry, start the job, I will pay. That's a red flag. That's a major red flag. I think you should look at, in addition to the other things we have talked about when it comes to red flag. What other red flags should you look at? I think we've basically mentioned some of those red flags you should look at. Nene Agu says, as a voiceover artist, how exactly does the hourly pay work out when you're on a job? Okay, so for voiceovers, because voiceovers are project-based, they might not tell you, you might not get an hourly rate. You might not get an hourly rate job for voiceover gigs. Instead, what they would do, they might break the job into, say, $15 or $20 for you per recording that you do. Do you get? So they might, because it's voiceover. It's not like you're always working on something. If you were like a virtual assistant or a content writer or a researcher, they'll not pay you based on the number of hours. But on Upwork, it's really rare for clients to pay you based on the number of hours you work. They pay based on the project. But they always tell you that it's a long-term project. They tell you sometimes it's going to run for 1 year, and they tell you for every recording you do is $20. So the mindset I look at that with is, I just look at it that I have a new job. Somebody has employed me for 6 months, and I do the calculation. Okay, it means you're going to pay me $5,000 for 2 months or for 3 months. It's not a bad deal. So that's basically how it works for voiceovers. Matthew said, does it mean you have to be using different proposals for the same job description, even when the job description is the same? It's hard to get 2 job descriptions that are the same. It's very hard. Very, very hard. Very hard, because they are different people. Except even when it's coming from you, it's hard to get the exact same job description. So that's why you need to have a different proposal for different jobs. People are different. This one will tell you, I want emphasis on so. This one will tell you, I want emphasis on that. So it's always different. Nela Busari says, I need more explanation on creating different profiles. I want to build on Upwork as an AI content writer and voiceover artist. Thank you. Okay, that's my style now. I'm a voiceover artist. I'm also an AI content writer. Yeah, I have 2 profiles like that. There's a way to create that profile. Well, I can't do everything here now, but I mean, there's a window we can explore where you can do that. Must your rates be per hour, Matthew? Not necessarily. But based on the Upwork arrangement, Upwork has arranged it that way that you have to set your rates per hour. But that does not mean they have to pay you per hour. For instance, if you're doing voiceovers, like people who are in the voiceover space and content space, some clients will tell you, as a content writer, we have to pay you per script that you write. So they're not paying you hourly. People who usually earn hourly pays are maybe people who like web designers, UI UX designers who work on certain projects long term, and every now and then they have to put them on a call. Hello, Rukayat, can you jump on a call right now? You know, those are the people that they pay hourly. But if they don't do that for your niche, they just give you the brief, you go in and you do your work and you submit. Usually the hourly pay does not apply. It applies mostly when with jobs that, you know, they have to put you on call, you have to be on Zoom every once in a while and all that. And Catherine says, thank you. How much does it cost to pay for Connect on Upwork? I think the least Connect is $1, $1.5. That should get you around 10 connects. Rosemary said, does Upwork block off inactive accounts? Well, it doesn't block. I've not had any experience. I've not had any story from anybody that the account was blocked. But if you're inactive, it means you're not feeding the algorithm with anything useful. So Upwork just looks at you. You're just docile like that. You're not doing anything. Upwork is not doing anything for you. And when they don't take you seriously, that's just basically it. Even when you apply for jobs, if you're not active, imagine you have an account and you've been off for like 1 year. You come back after 1 year and you just apply once a week, you come in. Upwork will likely not show your proposals. They will not rank your proposals. Even if there are 5 proposals, yours will be at the end, the tail end. They don't prioritize you because they don't see you as a freelancer who wants, because the more you work on Upwork, the more they make money on the platform. So the more serious you are, that's why it's important to always feel the entire thing when you're signing up for the platform. Don't just leave some things. Your education, all those things, they have to be properly filled out. You get to use that to tell them that you're serious about the platform, and they know, okay, these people want to help us make money, and they'll show your platform better. Elizabeth says, talking about creating more than one account, are you saying I should create an account for one skill set because I'm a voiceover artist, I'm a virtual assistant? Well, you don't need to. You can have the 2 accounts on the same profile. You can switch them. There's a way you switch them. From one account, you can switch to another account. I can explain that. Well, I have something where I can explain that for you. I created an account last year and I didn't get any connect, and now the connect fee has increased. from about $4 last year to $15 for the minimum fee. No, that's not true. $15 for Upwork Connect. No, that's not true. That's not. You need to check properly. You can get Connect for as low as $1, $2. It's not up to $15. $1, $2 for 15 connects. I'll check that also to just confirm, to be double sure. I haven't bought connects in a while, because when I write proposals, when I get responses, even if I don't get the job, I get my connects back. Okay, this session has. Okay, Stephanie, did you get your latest voiceover gig with Nivea on Upwork? No, that was not on Upwork. But I have a couple of my jobs on Instagram that I got on Upwork, actually. But they weren't done on Upwork. There were clients that moved out of Upwork with me, so we now work outside of Upwork. Any guide on receiving the money? Yeah, that's. I mean, there are a lot of platforms. GigPay is what I use. I've been using GigPay for a while. We can talk about all of that. Well, Elizabeth has a question. Okay, quickly, please. Let's take your question, Elizabeth.
Okay, so sorry about my background. Thank you so much. So the reason I'm saying that I can only pay like $15 is because
Hello? We lost you. Can you hear me? Hello?
again, and I also noticed that for my friend as well, that I have to pay $15. Like he had to pay $15 rather. So I don't know
Okay.
why it's like that. That's one of the reasons why I haven't necessarily used it actively.
$15. Okay. $15. That's. I think there's an issue with that. It shouldn't be up. It's not up to that. You don't need to pay $15 to get your connects. We can talk about that. So one of the things I'm doing. Remember when we started this conversation, I said I'm trying to create like a network where we can have conversations, where I can have jobs I can share with people who are interested in the jobs and all that. So I'm trying to build that. So I'm just going to I'll drop a link in the comment section. That's like, it's a Facebook platform where you can join that group. I have a course on Upwork that's also is on Seller. I can also share that with you. So if you want detailed explanation on how to create the platform, on how to create, you have questions, basically some of the things you need to find out about Upwork. You can also get more information there. But I've posted the link to that WhatsApp platform. It's like a support link I'm trying to create for people who are interested you're new to freelancing or you want to start. You get all the information about this program I have on Seller on the link I posted. So you just go ahead and join that link. The product on Seller is exclusive Upwork mastery course, all about optimizing your profile, real proposals, step-by-step guide, and all that. And I'm running a special offer for 3 months. I'm going to create a 3 months, like, kind of, not, I don't want to call it mentorship, like a support platform where you can ask questions. You have proposals, you want to apply for jobs, you can drop questions and all that on the platform, where we can guide you for the first 3 months. Let's see if you will not make at least your first $500 working on Upwork as a freelancer. So just make sure you have a skill. You have a skill you want to sell. You're a lawyer, you're a creative person, you're a writer, whatever it is you do, you feel you want to sell the skills to people who are willing to pay you outside the country. We can have that conversation on the platform. So just go ahead, join that link. You can ask questions. I think the cost on Seller is about 25,000 naira. But because you attended this webinar, we're going to do it for 20,000, which will include the 3 months free support program. We'll run that for 3 months, and hopefully you should be able to pick things up from there. Outside that, if we're doing the support thing, if I'm doing the support thing, it's above 100,000. I have three clients that I work with right now. They've made money. They don't have my time anymore. So I would have charged them more, actually, if I had known. But it's okay. So because you attended this webinar, we can do it for 20K, and it's going to run we have full 3 months support. You have questions, you need guidance on certain things. we're going to look at all of that. So I think we've exhausted our time. We have to go. We have to go. Any more questions? I don't think we have any questions more. Thank you very much for being a part of this. And I will really, really, really love to connect with you guys. So just follow the link on the platform. There's a WhatsApp link. You can just join that link to, GeekPay. Thank you very much, Stephanie. GeekPay. You have more questions, you can ask questions there and all that. Thank you very, very, very much. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to, connecting with you, sharing jobs, and, having freelancers who would think the way I think and a couple of other successful freelancers think, so that we can, grow together. It's easier that way for everybody to grow together. Thank you very, very much, and have yourself a very, very, very wonderful weekend. Bye-bye. Okay.